Well, good morning, everybody. It is your friend Justin here. It is September 3rd, I believe. It is Tuesday, day after Labor Day, and weather's cooling down here in New Jersey. It's like 60 degrees. Sitting in the sun, actually, because it feels better in the sun than in the shade. It's quiet, too. It's a very quiet day, I guess, because people are all at work and at school and whatnot. But I just wanted to come up on here and talk to everyone about the future of the United States, because as a young man in this generation, I do not see a bright future for myself or for anyone really in our generation. And I don't mean to be negative, like I really don't. There's solutions to these problems, and there's solutions to like how we could fix these things. And the very simple solution is, one, to understand the stuff I talk about in my content. And there's plenty of other people out there who talk about stuff very similar to me. You need to understand that first and really get educated on it, because the truth in today's world has become a lie, and the lie has been accepted as the truth. So the first thing to do is to reverse your mindset and change the way you think. Second is you have to try your best to put all your political differences aside, your race differences, religious differences, philosophical differences, gender differences, or whatever. And you have to try to come together, because really what it is it's the 99% of us versus that small little 1% of rich people, the people who've monopolized central banks, mainstream media, oil companies, pharmaceutical companies, education systems, all these corporations, that have sucked the wealth away from the people and have handed it over to a very small minority of people who are essentially just dark occultists. These dark occultists know everything there is to know about psychology, how to manipulate, all that stuff. And really what they do is they just brainwash and manipulate the public through subliminal messaging, through subconscious sorcery, and through lies, really, through politicians, all that stuff. There is no such thing as the left or the right. They both work for the same people, which would be the people who have stake in the Federal Reserve. So, unfortunately, until people can understand that the Federal Reserve, too, cannot print money, until just forever and all of eternity, and raise the national debt to, a $50 trillion, a number that no one in the world, even if you put all our money combined, everyone in the world can never pay that back. The reason why my generation is struggling so much financially is because our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents and our great-great-grandparents have borrowed money from generations so that they can prosper, and now we're just paying for it. With inflation, with outrageous prices, with a job market that's terrible, with jobs, with wages that do not keep up with inflation, and as a result, you have a society of young people that are giving up, that are quitting, that are just exiting themselves out, being like, "Hey, I don't want to participate in the system. I don't want to go to college, get a 4-year degree just to graduate with $200,000 of debt." Just to probably not get a job, and just to even get a job where I'm getting paid minimum wage, So, we live in a crazy world right now, and, as a result, my generation, a lot of them are still living at home, not moving out, not growing up, not having any growth as people, because we're being held back. We're living in a world that's not telling you the truth, that's lying to you, and if you're living in a world that's full of lies and deceit, as a result, you're going to have people who are depressed, who are committing suicide, who are angry, who are going to be doing stupid stuff out here on the street, because ultimately people are misled and people are deceived, and people don't know what the truth is. People don't know what their purpose is. People think you have to just go to work at a corporate job for 50, 60 hours a week, do that until you're 65, and then hopefully retire. But we all know that if you are 65, you ain't retiring in today's world. So listen, I'm trying to get you to see the problem so that you can wake up and research these things and do something about it. Because we all want to see change, all right? Donald Trump or Joe Biden or any politician, no politician is going to save you. None. It needs to be us, the people. And the problem is, the powers that be in this world, they've done such a terrific job dividing all of us. They've done such a good job making us fight, making us hate each other, making neighbors not even talk to each other or say hi to each other, that there's no sense of community anymore. There's no sense of, patriotism or Americans or there's just no sense of people having friendships or people building relationships with each other in their communities. Maybe that's just where I'm at here in northwestern Jersey. I used to live in northeastern Jersey. I mean, not super far from here, but it was the same thing. But it seems like it's the same thing, not just in Jersey, but across the USA and worldwide as well. Everyone's just divided. We live in this world where social media, technology has taken over. There's no one out walking the street ever at night or just hanging out on the street. People are just at home, man. Watching television, watching Netflix, watching the propaganda machine. Because these movies tell you the truth. There's a lot of subliminal truth in movies. And when it happens in real life, you're already prepared for it and desensitized to it because you've seen it before. So you're ready for the solution that the government's going to offer you. And I know I'm making a lot of diversions here, but I'm trying to get you to see the big picture. We're all just posting on social media. We're all just talking on social media. People aren't meeting up in person. No one my generation is really dating anymore or having kids, starting families, getting married. Everyone's just divided. Everyone is just isolated socially. And I'm not saying this is literally every single person. I know there are people out there who have social lives, obviously, including myself to an extent. But I'm just talking for the majority here. I'm speaking for the majority. And, if you want to ignore these problems, all these issues, people just want to ignore them and focus on themselves and try to remain positive. And I totally get it. But the world's closing in on all of us. We're all feeling what's going on right now, not just financially, but we're all seeing the political craziness in the United States. We're all seeing how things aren't making sense, how the media is lying, how, the world is just crazy, man. We're living in a really crazy and weird time. So anyway, my point with saying all this stuff is to just make you aware, man. Make you aware. Make you do your own freaking research on these things. Don't rely on me just for information. Look into these things on your own. That's the only way you'll really understand and come to your own conclusions on stuff. And listen, you look into these things and you still think it's conspiracy theory. All right, I don't know what to tell you anymore. But it's happening all around you. Conspiracy theories are coming true left and right, and conspiracy theorists are undefeated right now, practically, in that realm. All right, but I'm just going to stop it here because I don't want to make this long. I know we got short attention spans. I try not to make videos over 10 minutes. But this is your friend, Justin. Hope everyone has a strong week. Take care.